I woke up to the shocking news from Travis Kelce talking about retirement, one of, if not the greatest tight ends of all time, but he did not play his greatest game in the Super Bowl. Travis Kelce, a perennial All-Pro, obviously a several-time over Pro Bowler. He will walk into the Hall of Fame. The question is he going to start that walk today? Take a listen to Kelce.
I'm going to take some time to figure it out. And I think I owe it to my teammates that if I do come back, it's going to be something that it's a wholehearted decision. I'm not half-assing it. And I'm fully here for them. And I think I can play. It's just whether or not I'm motivated or it's the best decision for me as a man, as a human, as a person to take on all that responsibility.
Travis Kelce, I don't know if he actually speaks that fast or if the sound was a little sped up, but nonetheless, y'all got the gist. I loved his comments. Shady, you're his former teammate of you. I played with his brother. I just know Trav. But I love his comments because you cannot cheat the game of football. And Travis Kelce's comments seem to me as though he's aware you can't cheat the game of football. Kelce said, if I'm going to come back, I'm not going to halfway do it. If I'm going to come back, I'm going to be fully committed to coming back. Travis Kelce, by statistics, his play deteriorated this year and it deteriorated the year before. As you get older, your game is going to deteriorate. The question is, can you slow down the deterioration of your game by how you approach the offseason? If we're being honest, Kelce will make more money by retiring.
Oh, yeah.
If we're being honest, Kelce will be more famous by retiring. If we're being honest, Kelce will have an easier life by retiring. The question is, Kelce, what do you want? I remember I wanted to leave for the NFL after my junior year, James Jones. I was tired of being in college. I'd played 3 years in college. I played every year with my brother. My brother 1 year older than me. My brother declared for the NFL draft. I wanted to declare the same year as my brother. But my coach, Will Muschamp, current coach at Georgia, he came up to me and said one thing, Chase Daniel. He said this. He said, Acho, come back for your senior year and get drafted higher. He said, but you're not going to get drafted higher just because you come back. You got to come back, go to weights every day at 6 a.m. You got to come back, go to practice every day at 4 p.m. You got to come back and do prehab, not rehab, prehab to make sure you don't get hurt. You got to come back and you got to go to class to make sure you stay eligible. Then you will get drafted higher. Kelce, just because you come back, it seems like he's aware, just because you come back for another year don't mean you're going to a Super Bowl. Just because you come back for another year don't mean you're going to ball. Just because you come back for another year does not mean you're going to show out. You got to do all the great things in the offseason and then come back and do those things. Shady, I love the comments of your former teammate because he seems incredibly aware of what it will take, and he seems like he doesn't know if he's willing to give what it will take, and I love the self-awareness.
Well, I think him and his brother went through this, so I think he can really talk to Jason about this decision. But, I mean, it's a hard decision for him. It really is. You're part of a dynasty that every year they're either in the NFC Championship game or the Super Bowl. So, in his mind's like, okay, we'll be back for sure. That's because all they do was do that. And the second thing is hard because, I mean, we all are not dating billionaires. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, if you look at his post-career, oh, my God, it's huge. His future is bright. So you're thinking about that. But one thing about being a really great player is hanging the cleats up. And I remember when I was young and I was in my prime, there was certain guys that would jump on the team that had great success in their career, right? But they was trying to, you know, steal a ring. And they wasn't really dedicated. And I say, yo, I could never be that. And when I hear him talk, he's saying basically, if I'm going to play this game, if I'm going to come back, I got to make sure that it's in my 100% in my heart. I got to make sure I'm giving all my teammates everything I have, every single play, every single practice, every single game. And I respect that because a lot of people don't do that. I remember when my career was winding down, and I'm on my last 2 years, really my last year, and I wasn't extra with it, but I was in the coach. Hey, coach, look, man, I'm watching tape. You watching tape. You telling me LaShawn McCoy can't do that right there? I can do that what the running backs is doing. And dude's like, yo, why you tripping? We about to win a Super Bowl, dog. You got great stats. And I'm like, nah, I'm not here for that. So when I listen to Kelce speak, he's like, if I'm going to be on this team, I'm going to be a big contributor. And one thing I will say, yes, his stats has been declining. I would say that. But there's so many other players that had to change their game still to be successful. Jason Witten. I remember watching Jason Witten ball out, right, for Tennessee. Then he goes to the NFL, was doing the same thing. And then as he got older, going to retirement, I'm like, yo, he can't even run no more. And guess what? He's still getting open.
Catches.
So I think if Kelce comes back, I think he has to change his game a little bit because he's so talented that he can do that. And if he's going to give his chance to come back in this league, it's not going to be just to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. It's for to go to a Super Bowl. That's what they do.
But he has to be committed, Shady, James Chase, to changing his game. Again, if you really watched on tape, and we all did at the desk, Kelce, for the first time, I suggest in his career, could not beat man coverage.
Yeah.
He could not beat man coverage. Go back to the point where the Buffalo Bills had the audacity to put DeMar Hamlin on him because they no longer viewed Travis Kelce as a guy who could beat man coverage. Remember, DeMar Hamlin had a holding penalty on that pivotal play call. The Houston Texans said, hey, we're going to press you. The time Kelce got busy was in zone coverage and versus busted coverage. But Kelce this year, James and Chase, for the first time, he wasn't getting busy versus man. So like Shady said, Kelce will have to change his game, but you got to commit to doing it.
Yeah, look, I know him personally. I was there when he was drafted. I was actually the one who threw him his first touchdown in preseason. Just so you know, I started the greatest tight end in history of the game's career. It was preseason, but we saw how special he was because on that play, he ran away from safeties. He ran away from corners. And the thing about Travis Kelce, a lot of people don't understand on the outside, he is such a team-driven guy. Very focused, very serious when it comes to football. That's what sticks out to me. And it sounds like a guy, just hearing his comments, that wants to retire, but he's struggling with letting his team down because he is that team-first guy. So the motivation factor, right? I want to speak into that. And you said it too. All the work outside of the games, that's the work that, like when I was about to retire after 14 years and I didn't even play really, that was the one that's like, you go to OTAs. All right, you're in OTAs, now you're in phase 1 of OTAs. Now you're in phase 2. Now you got to get on the field. Now you got to work out. Now you got to keep yourself in shape. Now you got to do just a little bit extra because you're a little bit older. Now, how do we watch more film? Because we got to change our game. Okay, we're not a man beater. Now, Andy Reid, when do you use him? Okay, you got to use him in zone beaters because you can't use a man, but he's a team leader. He's a captain. He's one of the OGs. He was there the first year Andy Reid was there. So him and they have a really great relationship. And then you get to off season. Like before the season, then those 6 weeks between June and July, you got to keep yourself in shape. And then training camp. Oh my gosh, I got to go back to St. Joseph, Missouri again, where training camp is. And I got to practice with these 3.5 hours. Shady knows how these practices are. These 3.5 hour, very difficult Andy Reid practices. And then in the season, I got to go through a 17-game season. Probably got to go through 20 games because we're making it to the Super Bowl. And we're going to, it's just a lot of the outside stuff. The teammates in that locker room and the actual games are the best part. But it's that work that you must put in to get there. And Travis knows there's no cheating it. But it sounds like a guy that wants to retire, just reading between the tea leaves here, but honestly doesn't want to let his teammates down.
I disagree on the want to retire. I think it sounds like a dude that's coming back tomorrow.
Okay.
You know when you're done. We all stood up here and we retired at once. You know when you're done. And you're not done because you can't tote the rock no more. You're not done because you can't catch no more. You're done because mentally you are done. You are drained. You don't want to sit in meetings no more. You don't want to go through training camp no more. You don't want to go through IPWs no more. You don't want to go through that. So mentally you're thinking about, yeah, it's a wrap. And not only that, if you're not 100% in, that's how you get hurt.
Yeah.
That's how you step in the field on training camp, and that's how you get hurt. So you need to be dedicated. But this sounds like a dude that he don't know if he want to be done. And I was always told, if you don't know, you play. You know.
You don't know you play. If you don't know, I think it's the opposite.
You play.
Because you're not all in.
You know when you are done playing the game of football. It will be very, very clear to you. Travis Kelce knew walking off the field in Tampa. It's a wrap. He probably knew 3 weeks before that. It's over. I knew. I came home, told the wife, hey, I'm done. All right, when I walk out there on the field, I don't got the joy in it no more. Mentally, I ain't out there trying to stuff. It's a wrap. All right, and I'm not going to cheat the game. You know when you're done. This is a good guy talking about, hey, man, we just lost. I'm a little emotional.
Yeah, but he just, right. Emotions
It's very, very fresh. Love my teammates. He will be back.
You played 10? All right, 9. So I ain't gonna lie, James is right though. You know, you know.
When did you know?
This is what
the facility.
To be honest, look, I knew when Coach had a nerve to say, hey, look, man, look, I want you to coach these boys. Take the clipboard and take the iPad and coach them up. I'm like, oh,
Bruce
hell
Arians
nah.
said that?
Bruce Arians. I said, Coach, you see me.
Coach 'em up.
You see me in training camp. You see, in the one game I actually played, I was balling. Yeah. I said, Coach, you me? You sure? I said, yeah, I'm done. And I ain't about to not.
So it took a hit to
I'm not about to sit the bench when I'm disrespectfully. I'm gonna say this just as good as the other players. Older or not, I'm just